Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and are you a unicorn of attitude? Do you even know what that is? Well, we are going to talk about it today on I Have Today. Welcome to this week's episode of the show that inspires, educates, and empowers you through life's transitions. And each week on this show, I bring on the coolest, most amazing experts, authors, CEOs, entrepreneurs, and truly life changers who've gone through their own transitions in life to reinvent themselves and have come out on the other side. And today I am super excited to bring on my friend, a mentor, a soul sister, a colleague, Ruth Klein. Hey, Ruth, how are you?
Hey, Diane. Wonderful to be here.
Well, I'm so excited to have you on the show. So let me tell you about Ruth. I'm going to read her bio in a second, but tune into this because she's an extraordinary woman who's done so many things, and she has coined the phrase, Generation Why Not? And we're going to talk about what that is, her upcoming book, and how she is making an impact in the world and helping others to make their impact in the world. Such an extraordinary woman. Okay, so Ruth Klein is an internationally known brand strategist, best-selling author of 6 books, speaker, and expert celebrity branding maven for leaders, CEOs, and entrepreneurs. She has appeared on the Oprah Magazine, The Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, CNBC, Fox, CBS, ABC, NBC, as well as dozens of other media. She's been everywhere. Ruth works with experts, conscious leaders, and C-suite executives to help them become highly visible as thought leaders in their industry. She helps them create lucrative businesses and powerful personal brands by honing their message and communicating it through writing books, signature speeches, and purpose-driven brands. This year, Ruth launched her Generation Why Not podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Spreaker, and also available on Alexa. Her clients add multi-6 and 7 figures to their businesses or company. They host PBS specials, are high 5-figure international speakers, receive over 100 media pickups and 1 press release, become best-selling authors, and have even become a $500 million business brand. Wow, Ruth, so accomplished. And what you do to help others build their brand is just extraordinary. So one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on the show is because of this. And I'm so fascinated by your new brand and trademarking and coining the phrase Generation Why Not? And I want to talk about that. So share with us a little bit about you. You know, I know we read your bio, but how did you get to where you're doing what you're doing right now? What's a little bit of the background story?
Sure, it's a good question. So, you know, for years now, I've often seen that so many people in corporate America, entrepreneurs, are really unhappy doing what they're doing. And most of the entrepreneurs, not most, but well, no, most, are not making a lucrative livelihood, but they're putting in a lot of hours, and they're sacrificing their health, relationships, on and on. In corporate America, there's a lot of tension between the different generations, between millennials and baby boomers in particular, as well as Generation X and all of that. And so it occurred to me that what is it that can help harmonize the different cultures and the different generations? What can help harmonize an entrepreneur so that they do become successful? And what basically came out of that is this hypothesis that there's an internal code, an internal North Star. When people are in alignment, their communications and their life runs far smoother, and their businesses. And here's the thing, there is no such thing as the different age groups. Yes, you know, I think we created that really for marketing and for consumerism. But at the end of the day, people are people. And yes, We different ages grew up in different cultural times, but here's the point, Diane. People are people, and everybody has everyone wants to be acknowledged. Everyone wants to be seen. Everyone wants to be able to really live their purpose. And what is that? And so if we can start looking at the commonalities between all the different ages, then age no longer is part of the equation, no longer part of the conversation. What happens instead, the conversation is around attitude. The conversation is around what keeps you going, what possibly caused the disconnect, the disharmony. Not a big deal. Let's look at it and let's create something and resolve it. There is a solution, I am convinced, for everything, and I mean everything. If we stay open to possibility, if we stay open to neutrality versus judgment, if we stay open to listening.
I love everything you said. I could not agree with that more. And I love this because what you're really offering, you know, when I first heard Generation Why Not, which we'll talk about Ruth's book and how you can pre-order it later in the show. So stay till the end because she has a special gift that she wants to give you. But when I first heard it, I was like, I immediately, intuitively went to, oh my God, this is for like our generation, like older, 50 and older, like, why not start over? Why not reinvent? That's kind of where I went in my head. What I just heard you say, and tell me if I'm wrong, is this spans any age group, and it's so much about the person and the attitude than it is anything else. Because
Correct.
It's about resilience. It's about the authenticity, the being in alignment, to be this true representation of who you are out in the world and sharing that with the rest of the world and saying it that, like you said, being seen, I say we all want to be seen, heard, appreciated, and acknowledged. We all do. That's literally, we are made of light. From the heart, we come from light, and we are meant to shine. And so I love what you're doing. All right. So will you share, tell us about some of the stories in the book or people you've interviewed?
Yeah. So I've interviewed the real Jerry Maguire, Lee Steinberg.
Yes.
And Lee is a remarkable man, an inspiration to me and many, many others. We know the story of Lee, and maybe we don't know, though, how he came back, and for a long time now, and he has a very, very successful company. He's written 2 award-winning, best-selling books. He's out doing incredible things. It's just such an inspirational story. I've also interviewed a young man named Neil, who is, I think, 21 or 22-year-old autistic young man who doesn't speak. And yet he goes around the world as an international speaker using the wonderful mechanics of the pen for autism. And what's inside of him, oh my gosh, I've read what he's written. It's heartwarming. It's amazing how he's been able to come out of a shell that no one thought there was anything in there, really. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. I've interviewed several millennial startups.
Yes.
And they're multi-million dollar startups. And it's not easy to create a startup and then have it go in that direction. So what is it that, with all of these people and many more, what is it that we run into difficulty, and some of us choose different ways to handle it? And why is it that we choose those different ways to handle it? And are there other ways to handle it? And is there something that we know that it doesn't have to be difficult. It does not have to be difficult to understand what's going on with us. And that is what I call an internal code. And there's 7 principles to that. There's 7 parts to that, Diane. All these pieces need to be in alignment. And when they're not, it's a treasure trove. It's a gift, because we get to find out where we're off track, and we just simply get back on. So intention is powerful. Thoughts basically lead the name of the game. Our beliefs, where they came from. Many people never check out their beliefs from childhood, actually.
Yes.
Decisions, the decisions we make thousands and thousands of decisions. Our actions, our momentum, and our environment. And here's the interesting thing. Having degrees in clinical psychology and spiritual psychology, it makes so much sense that when someone is feeling that they're putting things off or they're procrastinating, and then they get upset with themselves and they think, what action can I take? But that's not where one needs to look. One needs to first look at the intention, what's happening there, what are the thoughts that might be preventing them, the words that they're saying to themselves, and certainly the beliefs, even the decisions that they've made. But it's not about looking at actions, and that's why so many people get so caught up and they don't move forward, or they move forward at a turtle's pace and they get really upset with themselves and they don't start momentum. Momentum simply means motion. So whatever you start, it's about consistency, even taking one little action step, but it's every day and it's consistent.
Yes. We are so in alignment, which is why, we just love each other so much.
Yeah.
It is so true out there. If you're hearing this or watching this, that the key to this, to life, to the process, is progress. And progress comes when you start to build momentum. So at least if you're even doing one action step a day towards what that is. But Ruth, you're so right. It is always the inner work first. It's the alignment. It's an inside job. It's an inside job.
But here's what's so beautiful, Diane, that I've experienced, I've researched, I've worked with my clients. People would always say, Ruth, and this is true, why do your clients get such good results? Diane, I did not know. I did not know until I started writing this book.
Wow.
I did not realize that what I've always done is quantum synchronicity. I didn't realize that.
Quantum synchronicity.
Quantum synchronicity. And so here's the most interesting thing. Where we're living today were intentions and thoughts from yesterday.
Yep.
And where we're living today is what we would consider the reality. But it's not the real reality. The real reality sits in what I call the miracle field. The miracle field, when we meditate, when you can really meditate, you enter that miracle field. Yes. When you know that you can do something, you're in the miracle field. And so it's about living more in the miracle field than in this reality, if you will. And what does that even mean? That means write your book in the miracle field versus the reality where you're going to judge yourself. Because in the miracle field, you've got this. You've got this. And it's also when you want to get past any limitation, step over into the miracle field. And that's where we can bypass the subconscious, because the subconscious is what truly drives us. And that subconscious is where all those older beliefs live, where all those untruthful thoughts live. And when we can create, because everything that we see and touch have been ideas, innovation, creativity. They're all in that miracle field.
Yes.
And so one of the ways that we can pull out of wherever we are is to get into that miracle field. And if you don't know how to get into that miracle field, then get a mentor, get a coach, learn meditation, do what you need to do.
I love that. I love that you call it the miracle field. And of course, it's been called a variety of things, but that just sounds so extraordinary. In, matter against matter, it's a struggle and it's a force. When you are in the miracle field, even before you're in the miracle field, when you come up with the idea, I want to write a book, or I want to speak, or any of the creation pieces of it, when that thought flows into your awareness, it's already created. And the place where it's going to expand is in the miracle field. It's not, you've got to allow it like you did. What I loved is, you wrote in your description, which I'm going to ask you to answer this right now, because I asked you this question, what was the biggest challenge for you in writing this book? And you so eloquently told us what it was. So will you share what that was, what the challenge was?
Yeah, the challenge was resistance. And I've written 6 books before, and I have never experienced resistance like this, or at all, actually. And then I basically thought, this has been going on. Resistance, that just simply means that there's something going on in my subconscious that I'm not aware of yet. And so I basically asked my resistance, what are you trying to tell me? And it immediately answered and said, you are trying to write everything you know in one book for the last several decades. Just write what your readers need to know now.
Beautiful. That is so beautiful. Yeah. And so you just did what I said. You'd replace that stress and that struggle with surrender, and went right to the source, asked the emotion what it was, and it answered you.
Exactly.
And that happens in that miracle field. You touched on something else, which we are huge about here at I Have Today. I personally am. It is the number one step in the 6-step pillars that turned my life around, and that's meditation. And we talk about meditation a lot. I implore my children, my 22-year-old twins, to start meditating. I keep telling them, stop the struggle. You need to do this. You need to go within. And how long have you been meditating?
Well, I'm going to share something with you. It's difficult for me to stay still and just zen. It's very difficult. So I will do it as long as I can, which is barely 10 minutes. And however, this is my type of meditation. I think it's important for people to understand there are different types of meditation, and they have to hook up to what works for them.
Yes.
So for me, first thing in the morning, it's quiet. I have my coffee. It's a ritual. And I allow what I call these divinely gifted downloads. And I just write. And it's incredible. Answers to questions I have. My whole day, I don't even have to-do lists anymore, because I know everything I need to know will be downloaded that morning. It still amazes me. I'm in awe of the process. It puts me in such a good mood. And the most important thing for meditation, I believe, is connecting to something bigger than yourself, to connect to something that where your subconscious can't say no.
Right.
Where it's a go, where it's a win, where it's a treasure. And I think that for me, that has been such a gift. And then, so that's how I meditate. Another way I meditate, believe it or not, is in the car. I don't listen to music. I very rarely listen to music. And the reason for that is because my mind is so active.
Yes.
And I'm always downloading things. I'm always coming up with ideas. And the extra noise That's all part of the 7 principles. That's part of the environment. It's creating environment everywhere you live, everywhere you go, knowing what kind of environment. I need that quiet environment when I'm in the car, but I can go to a networking or I can go to a party and it can be loud and I'm happy and put on some dance music and I'm the happiest camper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's beautiful. I agree. I love the quiet. I love the downloads. I meditate in the morning. I do have my ritual. I have my, affirmation that I say to, and my intention that I say to the universe as soon as my feet hit the floor, and then I get my coffee. I do my meditation. I call it my meditation station. It is a ritual. It is addictive, and the downloads keep coming. And I love that. I don't do to-do lists anymore either. In fact, people would say, are you crazy? I don't fill my calendar anymore. I have certain things in, but my calendar used to be so booked and so full. I leave the space for the miraculous to come in, and it does. And, and I know you and I talked about this already and you implement this, but I say all day, every day, why does my day keep getting better and better? And I know you started doing that as well. So I want you to share about that.
I would love to share that. A while ago you had shared with me, it just gets better and better. My day just gets better and better. And then there was a situation and you said, it just keeps getting better and better. And it's just, I don't know. I think in the last couple of weeks, and maybe because I knew we were going to be doing this, but it's just such a download now. And I've been thinking, and I've actually been verbalizing. Someone just asked me today, how are you doing? I said, I'm doing so well. Things just keep getting better and better. And every time I say that, Diane, I mean it, number one. And number two, I think of you.
Oh.
I think of you and the gift that you gave me in that mantra, because it is so true. And living in the miracle field, living in the miracle field, you can honestly say it gets better and better and better and better. And I remember you even said to me, how could it get even better than this? How could it even get better? But it does.
Yeah.
So I love that. So thank you for that beautiful gift, because it makes me so happy, and it just reinforces once again how we think is how we are going to energetically come across to others, as well as how it's going to affect our energy for that day or that moment even.
Yes, it's so true. When I say, all we have is today. I have today to start fresh and new. And you said something earlier that I want to touch on, which was, when we wake up and you're functioning in your day, as soon as you start your day, as long as you stay in that miracle field, which I love that term, and you get in the miracle field and you stay in the miracle field as much as you can, you will not bring your past into your today. You won't. You are forward, future facing, and you are literally in the miracle field, bringing you all the miracles. It's energy. It's just law. It is going to happen, which is why your life keeps getting better and better, why mine does, and why so many of your clients have these amazing results, because you're exuding that to them. That's what I tell, people say, your clients get results so fast. I said, that's because when I show up, this is what I'm giving them. They feel the energetic shift, and then they start in their life, and the momentum gets going, and this is the way it works.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's what a gift that it's just such a gift that we get the opportunity to experience this and then reflect it out, and it's being received with the energy that we have projected out, and it does make a difference in the lives of the people that we work with, and even the people we don't work with. I remember there was a time where everyone was calling me, "Hi, sunshine."
Oh.
Hi, sunshine. Hi, sunshine. There was another time people were calling, hi, angel. Now I think I'm a fairy godmother. I think that's the latest.
That's
Two
beautiful.
most, yeah, I mean, there's a testimonial that I'm a fairy godmother. Someone else said, I think you came from a different planet and just showed up and you're like a fairy. So, and that's, it sounds weird, maybe, and do for some, but I mean to tell you, as far as I'm concerned, and I know you as well, I've seen the results. I've seen the tangible holding results. And here's the deal. Everything can be created in that miracle field, including finances.
Oh, yeah.
And what happens with finance and time, actually, and what happens when we move over to this reality, we're going like this so much of the time, and we're hurting ourselves, we're kicking ourselves in the shins when we do this, because all those beliefs around money show up if we haven't done work around it. And over here, we bypass that.
Yeah.
We actually bypass that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. Everything that we want is already here. It already exists. So how are you showing up, and what is your attitude? I love unicorn of attitude. What is your attitude about it? If you follow these beautiful 7 pillars, I can't wait to read your book. I'm going to devour it. But if you follow those, you will start to see these miracles showing up, and people are going to start looking at you like, what is going on with you? Like,
Right.
it just keeps, and it keeps happening. And so, but you have, whoever you are, it does not matter where you are in your life. Like Ruth said, it does not matter what age you are. If you want this, you believe in this, you do this inner work and focus on this, this will start to happen for you. Your life will keep getting better and better. Each day will keep getting better and better. And it is the most worthwhile work there is, as far as I'm concerned, on this journey, is to do this. And
I love that. And Diane, it doesn't even have to be work.
right.
It's literally, it's consciousness. It's
Yes.
being aware. That's it. It's just being aware, because I like to say most people sleepwalk through life.
They do.
We go to work the same way. We wake up the same way. We do the exact same things. We speak to the same people. We speak the same way. We use the same words, on and on and on, versus slowing down a bit and being conscious. The words that we use, the intention for that day, or even the intention for this activity or project at the time. It's really being intentional.
Yes.
And so it does not have to be difficult, other than paying attention.
Yes, I could not agree more. I had a new quote, the ABC quote, which is, awareness begets change. Once you're aware, you can't not know what you know now. And so now it's up to you to create that change. And awareness is the first step of it. And you're right, people are sleepwalking through their lives, and they're hoping it's going to get better, and they do the when then, well, when I have the money, then I'll do this, and literally putting their lives on hold, instead of doing what basically what you and I are doing, which is really living from this space and getting to this space. So I just love you to death. It's been an honor having you on the show. So let me ask you a question I ask all my guests. How do you live the I Have Today way? Which is intentionally, which I know how you do. Well, you basically...
I'll give you an example of just a little bit ago. So there was an opening, and all of a sudden opening in my schedule. And I just laughed because I needed that opening. And it's almost as though I actually thought this, thank you, universe, for being my scheduler.
Yes.
The universe was my scheduler. There was no way I would have known I needed that entire time. And so the way I have today, is I live in gratitude. If I started now and thanked the universe until the day I die, it would not be enough, Diane.
Yeah.
I am in such gratitude for going through the traumatic events I've been through, as we all have, having difficult circumstances, which we all have, coming back and doing what I needed to do, for myself, being able to identify how I want to live, where I want to live, who I want to surround myself with, my environment, just all of it. I am just so incredibly grateful. So incredibly grateful.
Yes, that's beautiful. And gratitude is so important. It means everything. Well, I love that. And Generation Why Not is all about your attitude, not your age. And Ruth talked a lot about the miracle field and living in the miracle field, and the 7 pillars on how to really do this for yourself and in your life is going to be in the book. And I love, be a unicorn of attitude. That is so fantastic. Well, I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this show today. Please rate and review if you're listening to this, the podcast of it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and make sure to hit the bell so that you get notified about new episodes. All my information is in the description area, so where you can follow me as well. And I want to thank you so much, Ruth, for being here. That's it for this week's episode. Take care. Bye-bye.